Welcome to the game room, everyone. Today we're doing an impromptu stream slash podcast session. We are doing live reactions to the Techland's Dying Light 2 gameplay reveal. They've actually done a gameplay reveal a while back, but this is for updated gameplay since the new consoles dropped, and they've done a lot of fixes in the background. And today we have Boom Pow Surprise with us. We have Legend of Dre, we have Shadow Firefox, and we have Solid Snarf. It is
Hello.
2:58, and in 2 minutes it will start.
Yeah, Dying Light right now. How many of you played Dying Light?
I believe I know I have. I know Dre has.
Fuck Dying Light.
I have. Definitely a startling experience.
Why fuck Dying Light, Dre?
Cause of Griff ass, he left me. Man, let me tell y'all, we probably been playing for like a week, and everything been running smooth. But after this one fateful day, it's always been fuck Dying Light and fuck zombie games and Griff involved. So it's getting nighttime. You know, we over here picking out resources, getting ready to head back to base. Griff was already like, a couple of feet ahead of me. And he was like, it's getting dark, Dre. We need to get ready to peel. I was like, all right, let me grab this real quick. About time I picked what I need to pick up, which was only like 5 feet away from me, my watch go beep beep. Griff is already damn near halfway across the map. I'm over here trying to catch up to him, zip lining, jumping on buildings. I look back, there's giant ass zombies chasing us. He makes it back to the base. I died when I'm like literally 10 feet away from base, and I cannot figure out how Griff even got there so fast. I got killed. I have not played that game since then.
You know how he got there so fast? You know how he got there so fast? The only way he needed to survive was to make sure he outran you. That's the only thing.
Exactly. Griff pulled the old, I'm going to trip the slowest one up so I can survive. So since then, it's been fucked down.
Oh, amazing. Oh, it's starting. Everybody on?
Hey, yep. Hey, I always say, man, you just don't hang around, man. When the train is leaving the station, if you're not on, the doors will close without you.
Hello guys, nice to meet you. I'm Leah, and this is Dying to Know. If you're dying to know what's going on in the world of Dying Light 2, then you're in the right place. Here we'll be showing you all the news, the latest from the Dying Light world. We'll be announcing a few contests. We'll be talking to developers.
Yeah, this is
and
probably more of the well-done zombie games of the bunches that there are there.
Where you can see the current
My
state
personal
of the
favorite.
Dying Light 2 game.
The co-op
First,
alone is
there's
just
someone
like
here I need to introduce
shenanigans
you
of
to.
galore.
It's Aiden Caldwell.
Right, and then on top of that,
An outcast.
the parkour
Known
is
like
very
a
well done.
Japanese Ronin.
Yeah.
An Old West desperado. My past is dark, but my future has a tiny, dying light at the end of this tunnel. Hello, guys. My name is Jonas Scott, and I voice Aiden Caldwell in Dying Light 2. But before that, I'm going to host this program with Leia, if you don't mind.
My pleasure. Well, I'm ready. Jonah's definitely ready. And I hope you're ready.
So if you're dying to know, just like us, then stick with us.
The story told in Dying Light 2 occurs 20 years after the events of the first game. And if you're wondering what happened in those intervening 20 years, well, there's no better person to ask than the Dying Light 2 world director, Thomas Gilbao, with who I'll be talking in just a moment.
And after that, I'll be speaking
That's how it
with
always is for all
the
the
narrative
protagonists,
director
right?
of the game, so about the characters that appear in Dying Light 2.
Oh, they're not sticking with the same main character?
Welcome to the show, Thomas. So the first question I have for you today is, do I need to have played Dying Light 1 to sort of understand what's happening in Dying Light 2?
That day Griff
No,
left.
actually, you don't. Like you mentioned before, our game takes place some 20 years later, in a world where humankind has lost the war.
I forgot, how did the first game end?
In a way, you could say that Dying Light 2 takes us to the world beyond the apocalypse.
Well, the
Intriguing. Right, tell me
DLC
more,
ended
please.
with
Well, you remember the events of Heron in 2014.
there was like a
After that,
zombie
world leaders,
hybrid
they had a tough
with
choice to make.
consciousness.
They had to isolate the city of Heron.
and that was
That they
like a
created
cult
an
or some
exclusion
shit.
zone, like in Chernobyl,
I forget.
a lot more people were left to die inside the walls.
Yeah, right. So they
But it pretty much
isolated
ended
the
with nothing
entire
resolved.
City. And did it help? Did it stop
Right,
the
so this
virus?
game takes place
Yeah,
20
for a
years
while it
after the
worked,
first.
enough for everyone to forget about it, at least. Only in secret, a handful of scientists continued to study the virus. You know, manipulating its DNA, creating new strains. They were looking for commercial military applications. So, you know, they're doing it for the money, really.
Yeah, of course. So what happened
You think they
next?
did it on purpose
Well,
to have
the
that
shit hit the
like
fan.
umbrella
By
type
Christmas
windmill in the
2021, One of
background?
these mutated strains
Yeah,
escaped from a
definitely.
level 4 laboratory located near Geneva. We don't really know if this was accidental or not, but this time the virus was much faster than any government.
Yeah.
Before the world could react, civilization was on the brink of collapse. People were dying in the streets, capital cities were
And
burning.
it kind of looks red
By the end
too.
of 2023,
Yeah.
98% of the population had been lost to the virus. There was a few settlements remaining, but only one city was still standing. The last bastion of mankind, or city, Villador, aka the city.
Right, so Villador is what we have left. So that's everything that's happened outside of the city. What actually happens inside Villador?
Well, the city has unique rules. First of all, it's
Geneva.
surrounded by seemingly impassable walls. Inside the walls, the people decided to use a radical new weapon against the infection, which actually gave them the upper hand in the first stages of the pandemic. But it also created terrifying new monster
We get
archetypes.
variants?
15 years on, a new equilibrium sort of emerged in the city. By daylight, human factions fight to control the city, and at night, the streets become the realm of these bloodthirsty, infected monsters.
Great. Well, that is extremely interesting. Thank you very much, Thomas. And we'll be hearing more about the vibrant and fantastic city soon, I hope. But first, I think we
It
need
looks
to
like
hear
they're
a little bit
talking
more about
over the old
characters.
gameplay that came out like 2 years ago or something.
Kind of.
Our second guest is a man of two industries, cinema and gaming. In a previous life, he wrote the hit HBO series Vataha?
Vataha, yeah.
Vataha. And then he moved on to Techland to become a narrative director. Piotr Jemenek.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
So we have plenty of time to talk about the rest of the characters in Dying Light 2. There are tons of them. But today, I think we want to focus on Aiden Caldwell, the protagonist. You want to talk more about him? Or?
Yeah, sure. So, Aiden, he's the member of Outcasts, you know, the group of people traveling through this dangerous world of Dying Light 2 called pilgrims. Because he's
Some pretty
looking
good
for his relative.
backdrop. How they did. They put their game in the backdrop
whom he
and
lost
talking. That's
many,
pretty
many
cool.
years
Like,
ago.
all
Yeah.
the stars.
And
I don't know,
that
I
person
think, like,
is his
their
only
whole
memory from
setup
the
is in
past.
a green
And,
screen or something.
The only answer
I can't
to
tell if that door
who
is CG
Aiden
or
really
real.
is.
Aiden is a really rich, deep character, very much cooler than I am.
It's like I hear the
I
wind
mean, he
blowing,
can run
but I
across
don't
buildings and
see
jump
if
from
it's
rooftop
like
to
actually
rooftop,
interacting
use
with
all
anything
kinds
in the
of
background.
weapons.
Yeah, well, you know, he didn't have much choice. This
Yeah, I'm
world
pretty
is
sure this is
full
the
of
same
infected,
gameplay
bloodthirsty
that they're
creatures,
showing.
So he didn't.
When
have
did they
much
show this?
choice,
Did they show
right?
this 2 years
The
ago?
weak die, the strong
3 years
survive,
ago?
and Aiden,
It was like
just have to
3
be
or 4
strong.
years ago, I think.
But why did he come
Yeah.
like that?
And then what
Why-
happened? The
why
parent
he?
company went out
That's
of business
the
or something?
main question of the game. And
Yeah, I think the
player
parent
will
company
have,
went out of business, and
opportunity
then
also
they
to
stopped
decide
production
how
on it.
Aiden will evolve. Will he
It was like
help
some
the weak?
rewrites and other stuff they had to
Will
redo,
it distract
and then the
him
new
from his
consoles
main
came out, so
role?
they really got
Or maybe
quiet.
he will
And
just strive to
I think like a
the
year
end of
ago,
his
they
search as
popped
soon as
back up.
possible.
I can't imagine
I
trying
remember
to
I was a
survive
part
or
of the
live
like
in a
official
city like
Discord,
that
and
as a lone wolf
it
by
was
yourself
always
without any
active.
kind of
And I went in there and I was
Well,
like, "Yo, is
he's
this
not gonna
game
be
like still in
alone.
development?
No,
I
he
heard it
will
was
meet
canceled."
many people.
And then everyone
But
was like, "How dare
again,
you say it was
depending on the player
canceled? This thing is."
choices. Some of
They're
them
still
will
developing
become
it.
his
I was like,
allies,
"All right,
but
calm down."
some of them will become his enemies. One
That's
of the
what you
group
get
he
when you
will
go into a
encounter
public
are
Discord.
The Night Runners.
Right,
The
exactly.
former special force officers.
Like, goddamn,
who are
I'm
sick
excited
of,
for it as much as you
the
are.
army's cynicism. And
Right,
lack
and they
of
all bash
concern
you.
for common
They hate to
people.
hear that. It's not
But they
canceled.
were
Don't
brave
you say
enough
that.
to help the people during the night. And the night, as you know, is pretty horrible.
Y'all can hear my audio, right?
Yeah, so Aiden joins
I
them,
can hear
joins
you,
the Night
yes.
Runners.
Oh, that's
Me,
the
but I'm
question,
saying on
my
my
friends.
computer.
The player will
I
have
can
to answer
hear
to. I
the
won't
computer
spoil
when
the
you talk.
pleasure of discovering Aiden's actions and true motivations. But what I can share with you is the fact that we really put big effort to make this character and many
Actually, I do
others
hear your computer.
complex and multidimensional.
Is that mine or is it somebody else's?
But there is so much
Do you
more
hear
to
someone else's
discover
computer?
during the game.
Oh, that's fascinating. Can't wait to learn more. Thank
I
you so
think
much,
that's
guys.
Griff's.
Thank you.
Is it mine?
I think it
Either
is.
yours or Dre's. I think it might
So
be Dre's.
before we watch the gameplay trailer of Dying Light 2 for the first time, we need to talk about something
Yeah, I still hear it.
basically at the center of the Dying Light
It just
universe,
started, I don't know
which
what
is
happened.
Community. Over the past few years, Dying Light
Sticker
has
mine
amassed
out?
over
I needed
23
mine, so
million
just in case.
players and a 95% positive
So
review
it's-
rating
I
on
don't hear it.
Steam.
Which in
So
Steam
they have. It looks like they have branching storyline paths, but I hope
We'd like
they
to take a
actually
few
make
seconds
a
and thank you guys.
difference.
Thank you all for being on this journey
Yeah,
with us.
I
Thank you
remember
for
that was the
sharing
big
your
thing
love with others
when
of
it
Dying
dropped 4 or
Light.
5
And
years
thank
ago.
you for these
When it
great
dropped
memories
6 or
spent
7
together.
years ago, they were like
Dying Light 1 has some amazingly
all about the
creative
branch and
fans,
story
which
paths.
is fantastic, pardon the pun, because we're going to be
Yeah,
starting a brand
as
new
we know with
contest which will
Mass Effect,
combine your
it's
love
hard
of Dying Light
to
with
do
custom
that and make it
creativity.
actually
With the
make
release date of
sense.
Dying Light 2 drawing ever closer, we'd like to extend our hand and
I
invite you to
mean,
make the
they nailed
community a
that.
little bit bigger. If you find yourself skilled in
it's
ways
just
of
like
visual arts, writing,
everything made
costumes, and
sense
cosplay, please
until
join
the
Dying
final
Light
moment.
universe.
So check
You
out
guys see how he's got his chair turned around and he's talking to us?
dyinglight.com/contest,
That's to
Yeah.
let
and
us
if
know
you
that the
win,
game's extra
there's a
cool.
fantastic Christmas prize on the line. But also
Or
some
maybe
other
it's
great
to
rewards each with
hide
a chance with winning as well.
that he's actually shorter than the
Platinum
chick.
edition of Dying Light.
It's like, yeah, I'm slouched. Oh no, never mind. I
Look at
lied.
this. This is the finest
Now they're sitting
edition of
together.
Dying Light ever made. This is the platinum
I don't
edition
know.
of
He
Dying
might
Light.
be.
This has every bit of
No, she's
content
got on
ever
the
released
boots.
for Dying
No,
Light
he's taller.
Oh
in
yeah,
one
that's right.
place.
That's right.
He's
So she's
slouching
sitting
and
up.
she's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
For those of
sitting
you who
straight up.
haven't experienced
He's
Dying Light
slouching
yet, we are
to
introducing
take
Dying Light
away
1
the
Platinum
view that
Edition.
he is taller
It's the
than her.
biggest
Yeah.
and most complete edition to have
What we were
ever
trying to
existed.
determine,
And
Jared,
we're
their
offering it to you
background
now at an
is the
historically
from
low price.
the first
All the
downlight. I'm
content,
like, is that
lowest price.
really
Literally
is that
no better
CGI
time to
green
buy than
screen
now.
or
Yeah, it has to be.
Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Get
was
your
like, would they
platinum
just
edition
build
of
a
Dying
good-
Light now.
I
This
think
is
it's
the
a full
best
full
offer,
green
like,
screen.
ever.
Okay.
I guess we don't have
That's
time to
full
go
green
over
screen.
everything that's in the platinum
did
edition,
very
but
well.
It is everything.
Yeah, that's full green screen.
This is how it looks.
So they're panning left to right, so you can't really tell. They're panning in the forefront, and then the green screen is panning the other way. It looks really good.
Yeah, they did very well with that.
Oh wow, they're already showing off the DLC. What is this?
Oh wow.
Oh no,
Pretty
this is
cool.
Dying Light 1. This is Dying Light 1.
I was about to say this looks like
Oh, they're
Zombie Land.
releasing it.
Looks like Zombie Land. Of course they're gonna re-release it. Why not make one?
All content at lowest price.
I mean, I got mine on PC, so it's already the best version.
Don't we have Dying Light for free on PlayStation, Chris? If you got a PS5, I think it's on part of the PS Plus collection, right?
Yep. So the Platinum Edition has all the DLC, all the stuff. How much does it cost?
Okay, so I'm excited because you guys
50
are in
bucks.
just a second gonna see the official
Guaranteed.
gameplay trailer for Dying
They
Light 2.
said
And then
historically
after
low
that, we're
price.
gonna
Better not
interview
be
some
no
of the devs that made it
$50.
possible.
So without further ado,
Here's the trailer,
here
guys.
it is.
This is
Hey,
from part.
everyone.
This is still from part 1, I
We've
do
inquired
believe.
No,
for
this is
some
part
time.
2.
Since, like the rest of the world, we had some unforeseen hurdles to clear. But the wait is over. Let's dive into the open world of Dying Light 2. The last slice of Dying Light 2 showcased the mission from the main storyline.
You get out there, it's fucked.
You saw how your decisions influenced the narrative and notably changed the environment. This time, we want to give you a broader look at the game and a sneak peek at some of the things we'll be talking about in upcoming months.
This game's huge. What the hell?
In Dying Light 2, you become Aiden Caldwell, an outsider trying to unravel a tangled mystery from his past. Its trail leads him to the city, probably the last.
Oh,
bastion
somebody's
of
mic is
mankind
coming
in the
through.
world.
Game audio is coming through.
Shit!
Nope.
At first, you feel like this
trying to see if it's me or not. Let me
brutal
know if I hear
place
it
will
again.
tear you apart. But then you meet the Night Runners, veteran survivors who help people in better days.
Yeah, that looks familiar. Either it benefited from a drastic overhaul with the new consoles, or they added a lot more to the city.
Yeah.
A myth.
And although it's not entirely clear you can trust them,
Character models
you
are better
need allies
from
in
the
dark.
first trailer. Ooh. That's what got Dre in the first game.
And these are the modern Dark Ages. It's been 15 years since the
Wait, I thought it was
apocalypse
20.
and the world has changed. The old civilization has fallen, but a new one has been built on its ashes.
Oh, we definitely got
That's the
aliens.
background from the new game that they had in the background, Griff. Not necessarily the old game, but like current time.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Three factions struggle for position in the city. Survivors pride themselves on being able to adapt to any circumstances and cobble together safe zones almost everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that definitely got Dre.
Loyal soldiers,
Farm life and tycoon in a zombie game. That's what they did. I see it. I see it now.
Ex-prisoners serving their ruthless colonel, seeking to become sole rulers of the city.
Where's Walt?
Giant game of the
like
floor
the pretzel? Giant game like the floor is lava.
Use these factions to reach your goal. Help or harm them to reshape the city to your
This
liking.
looks a lot like Zombieland.
Just remember, each faction contains complex characters.
It's not a bad thing. Zombieland's a good movie.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nosy Parker, ain't
Kill of the week.
Got some kind of bad habit of yours?
So, will you follow cold calculation or your heart?
The Bazaar needs good people. Help us and you'll find a home here.
Some in the city offer no chance for an alliance. Bandits, outlaws, and common thugs live only to plunder and kill, plunging the streets into chaos. Yet, nightfall scares all of them equally. Darkness changes the rules of the world. As the light fails, monsters crawl out of hiding to prey on the poor souls caught outside the safety of UV rays. Hordes of infected pour into the streets like decaying lava.
Like I said,
Yep.
The deadly spawn of 15
Holy
years
shit.
of mutation and evolution.
That's pretty nasty.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't be able to play this until my wife goes to sleep. This is gonna scare the shit out of her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't play this until it's light outside because it'll scare the shit out of me.
What really sold this game was the parkour and the first person view. Like, I don't think there's too many zombie games with the first person view like that's fast paced like this.
Yeah.
What was it? Zombie Island? What was the name of the game? That's
Dead Island.
Dead Island. But it wasn't as fast paced.
Nah, it
No,
was
it wasn't as fast paced.
slow and janky as fuck.
Did Dead Island 2 ever come out?
It did.
No.
That
It
was
did.
called Dead Island
It
Riptide.
Oh, but no, they had an official 2 for
Oh yeah, they did.
It
No, they
never
had
saw the
it.
light of day.
No, I don't think Dead Island 2 came
Because,
out.
and the reason was because at that time there were a lot of zombie games that came out all at once, and so by the time 2 came out, everybody was kind of off it. Like it was a highly saturated market.
And I'm pretty sure Dying Light was out, so like this did it better.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Your extraordinary parkour skills allow you to navigate even the most treacherous terrain.
Nah, bro, get that parkour. Get that parkour.
What? How the hell did he jump that high?
Because the rules of the Matrix only apply as long as you let them.
I can definitely see myself double kicking somebody off of the roof like that.
I just pray there's friendly fire. That's
But
all I
how
want.
do you do that?
That's all I
So
want.
it's like me asking, how did I reach?
Do you think that's air you breathe?
Do you think that's air you're breathing?
Swinging a big, meaty weapon is fun, satisfying, and well executed. But even the most
Headshots. Headshots.
Oh,
Was that a
that was Scorpion. That was Scorpion.
style that suits you best.
No, they had that in the original game
It's
too.
up to you if you
But
focus mostly
yeah, they
on
had that in the
mobility
original
and
game.
parkour,
Grappling hook.
or aggressive blunt force combat,
dirty boxing?
or
Yes.
a crafty approach.
He just
where
hit him with
the
a
tools you
spear?
created
Yeah.
get the job done. Every
Oh,
ability
what
you
the-
learn can be a game changer and possibly a new favorite move.
You can dual wield. Okay. You couldn't
Things
dual
move
wield in the
fast
first
and
game,
quick
I
in
think.
Dying Light 2. Each moment
think.
matters.
Pretty
Each
sure.
move could mean triumph.
Is
or
that Claire
defeat.
Redfield? I'm pretty sure that was Claire Redfield.
Choose your
Confirmed.
actions and friends carefully. Everything
Crazy
you do in
Earl?
the city
Y'all
can
see him?
shape the gameplay of life, change the course of the narrative, and decide
Oh,
the fate of the city's
shit.
residents.
That was a big boy.
But most importantly, You
How,
decide your
how'd you
own
not
fate
see
as
him?
well.
He walked out and was standing
Make
there talking to
sure
you. How did you not
to
see him?
Stay human.
An extensive post-apocalyptic world. And I really like that divisiveness, you know, the life on the roof and then death on the streets.
Yeah, like the intensity of the day and the night cycle together.
Yeah, it's almost like Dying Light 2 is two different games put together into one.
Yeah, like despite that, despite all the brutality going on the ground floor, there's something about like the rooftops and the plants.
It's cozy.
Yeah, I kind of want to be there. But it does feel like every decision is vital. Like your choices actually do have some consequences.
Choices and consequences are incredibly vital to Dying Light 2's gameplay. And we're going to interview some devs and talk about some other very vital gameplay mechanics. Our next guest is Adrian
So,
Pisa.
Techland is from where?
Welcome, and that gameplay looked
Poland?
awesome. I
Hold
know
up.
we can't wait to get our hands
No,
on
I
it,
think
but
that's People Can Fly. I think that was
sure.
that
It looks
island.
like you guys have a very
Where's
unique
Techland
world
from?
and a very unique game. Where y'all get your inspiration from?
Oh, that was a research. We did a deep dive into the history of our world, and we found repetitive patterns. We found that people use the same behaviors in the past after the fall of civilization or after the fall of the nation that's supposed to be a backbone of our world. So our approach was super simple. We just copycat those
Says it's a
behaviors
worldwide
and
publisher.
attitudes and show you how our world would look like after the fall. However, it's kind of obvious that the main reason that civilization fall is virus pandemic or eventually the economical collapse. Yeah, that's basically obvious thing. But it's even darker if you connect those things with the research we did at the beginning of the production. So people will question everything. They're gonna blame everything and everyone that's supposed to guide us in our lives every day. So they're gonna blame governments, they're gonna blame law, they're gonna blame science.
No, I think it is based out of Poland.
Or even religion.
Yeah, it is.
It is,
Some
yeah.
people
That's what I'm thinking.
might ask themselves that
When I
where
heard
was
the guy's
God
name, I was
when
like, it's
it
got to
happened
be
to us,
somewhere
basically, you know?
overseas.
So I feel that all
Don't
of
let
those
it
things
deceive you.
together creates the sensation that it's
That
a
is true.
giant
That is
step
true.
backward for our civilization.
So, Dying Light 2 has a subtitle, Stay Human. What does that mean?
Well, it's super hard to remember those values that makes us human, so like compassion or support. So the entire fall, that those dark times we have is a big test for everyone. And I think it's even harder test because
I wonder how many
to
players
stay
this is
human,
gonna be.
people would
Is the co-op only-
sacrifice
was it
what's
four
the
in the
most
last one or was it
important
only
for
two?
them, or
4.
sometimes risk their lives.
Wow, so that's like really
Yeah, it's definitely 4.
intense. And there's like the obvious like, double
get some
meaning to
four-player
it, which is
co-op
what I
on,
was
crank up
thinking.
the
Stay
difficulty.
human, don't become a zombie.
Yeah, but one disclaimer, those are not zombies. You know?
Why is he
Those are
injecting ethics
infected
into my
people
zombie
that
game?
turn to be a
I don't want to
monster.
feel
They're
bad
just
for killing people.
Crossing a line, you know, and they'll turn it to be a monster, you know? Because in Dying Light, we all infected. Yeah, we all wearing this
hear that,
biomarker,
Dre?
you know it. And
Be the
you're wearing
last
this,
one.
I'm
Don't
wearing
be the
this.
slowest, Dre.
That's a watch, actually, but you know that, you know? So that's the thing. So the challenge is to not cross this line at all costs.
Is he saying
So
don't be
that's
Batman?
the biggest challenge of
Or
staying human.
Batman code of ethics?
Yeah,
Is
not
that what he's saying?
Not zombies.
Not
I
zombies.
guess.
People have crossed the line.
I mean, he's just saying
Well,
stay
fascinating.
human.
Thank you so much, Adrian. We're
Like,
definitely going to be hearing from you again soon.
but I want to kill
Thank you so
people. It's a
much.
video game. Come on, please.
So yeah,
Just
be
let
Batman.
me do it.
We
Just
have
let me
with us
do it, please,
Katarzyna
just a little bit.
Tarnacka, the environmental art director.
Hi. And we have game designer Michał Duzak.
Hello.
So, choices and consequences. The player has to make a choice, and they have to experience or endure the consequences. What does that mean?
Basically, the whole system of choice and consequences is really, really complex. I would say the
It was a
best way to
2019
describe it
tech
is
demo.
that player is making the
That just
decisions
popped up on the
based on
screen.
3 layers. First one are
So yeah,
the
it
choices
was
that you do
shit, 2 years
during
ago.
the main story missions. And those big changes are actually can change the whole game or even how the story ends. The second layer are choices that you do while the quests. And those choices can actually influence the mission itself.
So this is
And
the thing,
last
though.
one,
I
the
can
last
already see a
layer
problem.
is
So if you're
so-called
playing co-op,
city alignment system.
I guess
And
whoever
as
the
a
leader
open-world
is the
game
missions
designer,
that get
would like to
affected
focus on
because
it.
I don't
Please
see
do,
how you can
go
play
on.
with 4
Alright,
people
so
and you're all
water
doing
and
different
electricity
quests and it's like
are
juggling the
basically a
outcomes
key
of
to
everyone.
survive in every
So
world.
this system
By
that they're
restoring
talking
it,
about
player
reminds me a
can
lot
not
of
only unlock the
Fallout,
water or
and how
electricity in the
depending
area,
on who
but he
you
can
align
also,
yourself
based
with
on his
affects
decision,
the
Yeah.
assign
outcome
it
of the
to one
game.
of the factions.
Yeah.
which will influence how the district looks like or
As far as
who's gonna
co-op
live
goes,
inside of it.
it's
But then
individual to the
also,
person
what is
hosting.
pretty
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
whoever's
player,
instance you're in. Yeah.
unlock new tools for him, like unique tools for each factions, like car traps, zip lines, or a trampoline. That player can use
That
in
was a pretty
exploration
big
to
jump.
deal with bandits
Like, I
or
feel like he got a
infected,
huge booster
or
there when he
simply to
jumped
move
across.
faster through the
From
city.
that tiny trampoline.
So basically, based on your choices, you shape the game environment, which gives you a different experience every time you start a new game. And what is worth mentioning here that Dying Light 2 is
There you
playable
go, Griff.
up to 4 co-op players. So you can host the game
Yep, there
or
it is.
join other players and see how their choices came up differently to your own.
Nah.
There's one thing I'm really curious about, though. Night versus day. How does the gameplay
Y'all know
differ
zombies get
from
aggressive
the
at night.
night and
Well,
the day?
it's obviously,
short
monsieur,
answer is
the
that day is for
monsters are
humans
very
and
aggressive
night
at
is
night
for the
and they are
monsters.
very docile
But
in the
to explain it
daytime.
a little bit better, I would say
Yep.
that during the day,
The sunlight
humans,
gives them
factions,
a
bandits,
debuff.
It's all,
survivors
it's all
scavenging
cool
the
and
city
everything doing your
and searching
parkour till you
for
parkour and
scraps
fall through the
or
floor.
someone who might have them.
Exactly.
And this is the
Into a
best
room
time
full
for a
of
player
zombies.
to explore
I'd
the
rather
city,
parkour during the day than at night.
its citizens, learn the stories,
But all the
day-to-day
zombies are
agenda,
inside it during
or
the day.
even simply
What if
help
you
them
fall
in
through
So
that hole in
again,
the
or
floor?
open world
you're pretty
activities
much
to survive
Batman in this
those
game because
dark
you're
ages.
parkouring across
And that
stuff
sounds quite pleasant.
and jumping over
But I'm
windows, and then
guessing
you're
night changes
hurting
everything.
people
Exactly.
who used to be
Exactly.
people but are not
During
really
the
people,
night,
but
all
you're
the
not killing them
infected
because
get out of the buildings.
you have a
And
code of
compared
ethics.
to the Dying
You're
Light
Batman.
I mean, can
the
you
night
kill
is gonna
somebody
be
that's
even
already
more
dead?
intense this time.
You're
Well,
like
technically
In
they're
terms of the
undead.
amount
They're
of
not dead.
enemies, their new
you're like
types and
Blade
new,
slash
more
Batman
aggressive
of
behaviors.
zombies.
And what is important,
I
this
mean,
time,
but there's
night
a
can
difference
also
between
an
undead and
opportunity.
alive.
An
Like, I'm not
opportunity for the
undead,
players who are
right?
courage and skilled enough to use the fact that all the
Are
infected
you?
are outside and buildings are accessible
Well, I'm
to explore
alive,
them
but
and
I'm not
search
dead.
for the most
But I'm not
valuable loot in the game.
undead.
Katarzyna, you're responsible
I
for
mean,
the post-apocalyptic look of the city. Can you tell us a
what's
little
the
bit how
viable
about the
difference?
city became to look that way?
Yes, I guess the important thing to realize is in 2025,
I'm in control of my faculties? I don't know.
decision was made to use a chemical attack to
Do you think
stop
when
the
you get
spread of
turned
the
into a zombie, they
coronavirus.
take you into a room and
the
say, all
result
right,
is a
this is how
tight
the
ring
world
of
is.
chemically
You
active
might as well
You're
eat
a zombie
people
now. You got to
because it
do
doesn't
by these
matter.
zombie rules.
And it was like, but why? I have a family and everything. And he's just, no,
Like,
no.
don't worry, there's
No
zombies
more,
too. Don't
yeah,
worry
no,
about it.
no more talking, just
every living thing
That's
in
it.
the street. What it means for the city is that
We can't
the
let
street
them know.
levels are
They're
virtually
watching
dead.
us.
The soil is unable to sustain any life, any plant, and the street level is a domain of the monsters, just decaying in every aspect.
Wow. So it sounds like there's just no healthy organic
Who
life down there.
decision? Who thought it was a smart idea to use
Survival on the
chemicals
street
on
level is
zombies?
pretty
Did you
tough,
really think that
so
was
the
going to
common
affect them?
people
Like seriously,
are
just think
just
about that.
visitors there. But the
Wait,
life
so
prevailed.
what they do?
It moved up to the
They
rooftops.
used
And
chemicals
this
attack
is
on the
where the
zombies, which
plants
is
are
why everything on the ground
flourishing
level is
and
bad.
blooming in
Oh.
the post-apocalyptic landscape, and this is where people build and develop the new world of Dying Light 2. Electricity producing windmills and safe zones for the player. And in a way, in a metaphorical sense, the rooftops are the new default ground floor, the level 0. And trip to the streets is, in a way, a trip underground, a -1 of sorts, just the corpse of
That's some trippy art.
a lost civilization.
Yeah, that's, to say the least. I can't imagine being a citizen living in that city, let alone being a player.
Someone's coming through their mic.
Challenging that's going to be.
Yeah, and hold that thought. Thank you very much for joining us today. But it's now time to introduce our next guests.
With us now are Bartosz and Peter. And guys, I have one question about the open world in Dying Light 2. How big is it?
It's pretty big.
We know that. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, of course. The map in Dying Light 2 is divided into 2 huge regions and several zones.
Okay.
There are plenty left over
Yeah, that thing
from
looked
the
big
lost
from when he was on top of the
civilization for
tower.
you to scavenge. But we
Assuming
didn't
the draw
want,
distance,
our
you know, you
players
can
to
go to
perceive
the end
map
of
only
everywhere you can see.
horizontally. So
Not
we
cut off by
see
invisible
the map as a
walls.
multi-level 3D world that supports your traversal and helps you solve parkour puzzles.
Yes, in-house we call it multi-layer open world exploration. And you know, the movement system from Dying Light 1, we remove every restriction from the player. You can move everywhere you want, how you want to do it. And when I think about it, I think that was a big challenge for us to create the geometry that support all of that. And we did it, and I think we did it well. Doing the same thing in Dying Light 2 wasn't our goal. We want to make one or more step forward to surpass the player expectation. That's why we doubled the number of parkour moves.
Doubled, and I mean, it's not like there was a shortage in Dying Light 1, so what?
Yes, the iconic Dying Light 1 parkour is essential there. We improve it. We double the number of parkour moves. The players will see over 3,000 different parkour animations, from the basic move, through the tricks, to the small little tasty details there that you can see it.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop you there, but don't hate me because in the next episode, we're gonna be talking more about parkour and how the team have managed to make an authentic urban running experience in Dying Light 2.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the information. Bartosz, Peter, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so the last and arguably the most important question
Yes,
I'm sure you
yes,
have
that is the question I
when
have.
is the release date?
Yeah, that is a very, 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 very important question.
The
And
release?
luckily,
Yes, give it to
we have
us.
the answer. And that answer is the 7th of December.
December 7th. Okay.
Say that out
I
loud.
feel like it should have been a little bit
Now
more
that we know the release date of the game,
climax behind the way they said
go to
that.
dyinglight.com.
Well, I mean, like, we've been waiting.
They should have saved the trailer for the end and had it at the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that's the standard.
I'm pretty sure this is the end of the end of the thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh wow, I want
I mean-
one.
Well, I've got good news for you then, because this official figurine is part of the collector's edition of
Yeah,
Dying
no
Light
thank
2.
you. Never
You
get
can get
it.
one for yourself if you want. We'll use like a proper unboxing of the whole set.
I mean, unless it's
professionals,
really cool,
but we
and
do have
it's
little
cool.
ones for
I
them
like
right
it, and
now,
I
so
wish they
it'd
would
be
have
rude not
more
to take a look.
like
You
figurines and
get
stuff.
in
But
the collector's
that one
edition
does
a
not
concept
tickle my
art
goat.
book
You know what I'm
full
saying?
of stunning artwork from the game. You get this steel book, which will have your game inside it, of course, and you get this interesting little sort of UV flashlight. So yeah,
I got that on eBay
Looks like
for
there's all
like
sorts of
$2.5.
vanity elements in here too, like some legendary skin packs, as well as all sorts of digital elements. For more information on these digital elements, please visit the pre-order website. I want this, and I want Dying Light 2.
Kind of thought you'd say that. Well, if you're feeling the same way, then I've got good news because you can pre-order the collector's edition.
No Nintendo
However, it is
Switch.
very,
I'm
very
fucking
limited,
done.
so you'll have to be very quick.
Rest assured, there will be plenty of the standard edition for your standard gamer. But if you're into special editions, there is a deluxe edition of Dying Light 2 with a steel book, legendary pack, and a digital soundtrack. And
Sorry, I own something called a
summarize,
digital
that's
edition
3 different
PS5, and
editions
I
that you
can't
can
have
buy
a
depending on
case
what you're after.
or disc.
Yeah.
And if you just can't wait until release to get immersed in the world of Dying Light 2, then why don't you
Yeah, I
go
mean,
check
the
out
last
the
time-
Techland Gamers and Goodies website for more info.
Yeah, this is a program
We were
for all
like,
gamers.
what was it?
Whether or not
Xbox,
you want
Xbox
updates
One.
on
We were
Dying Light
like,
2
what?
with the news,
You
or
want us all
want
digital?
Dying Light
Fuck
2
you, fuck
items
you,
in
fuck you.
Dying Light
Now
1?
at this point, it's like,
Everyone's
yeah,
gonna find something they like there.
you pretty much told the future. I'm sorry,
this
I
is
got
just an
mad at
initial
you.
offering as
Right.
well. Check back later for even
To
more
be fair,
details,
the
more
whole thing
information,
was
and we'll
the
be going through it in future episodes
the
as well.
DRM, the check-in. But a lot of consoles are like that now too, so
That's
it's
it.
like you
Don't
said.
forget to pre-order the game and take part in our contest.
But again, the biggest
Details
reason
are
why
on
they
the
push you
game's website.
digital so they
And here's
can
a
they
sneak
can
peek
cut
at
out
the
the
topic
cost
of the next
and keep
episode.
the
Thank you
profit.
for watching. Stay
Yep.
safe
Yep.
out there. Bye.
See ya.
All right, so that is the end of that
Oh, wait,
stream.
sorry.
So, what does everybody think? What do you think?
I'm
it is a
definitely
purchase for
interested.
you?
I didn't beat Dying Light 1, but this one has me a little bit more intrigued.
Especially with the alternating story modes, like you can choose your path. I like games like that. I'm happy they added it to this one.
So you like Fable?
Yeah. In fact, I'm playing Fable tonight at 6 o'clock, my friend. Playing Fable 3. Twitch.tv/Salsnar. But I didn't see anything new from 2 years ago when they showed, the first thing. Same stuff. I think that, after their hiatus, they didn't expect financial problems, so they're just getting the hype back together. But I'm excited for it either way. I love Dying Light. Just playing multiplayer with friends is an experience to itself.
Right. Especially like when the difficulty's up there and it's like not super easy just to blow through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing on hard mode.
I am definitely leaning more towards the side of getting it. Like Ryan said, I'm intrigued. I did beat the first one, but I didn't play all the other DLCs. So I am, and like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. So
yeah.
So yeah, you can count me in.
count you in. All right, but I'll be playing with you, so I won't leave you behind. I promise.
Okay. Dre.
No, this sounds like a full blown setup.
What's the setup?
Setting up Dre to get caught out alone at night.
One man alone.
While they halfway across the damn city.
Hey Dre, man, you gotta make your way over here. Hell no.
Now this is the thing. So you have 2 zombie games launching this, let's say, fall or fourth quarter. You have Back for Blood and Dying Light 2. I'm like Jared. I don't want to play too many zombie games. So if you had to choose between the two, what would you say?
I ain't buying none of them.
I can't stress enough that Dying Light is a parkour traversal action combat game, survival horror game.
Right.
I'm fed up with zombies too. I'm fed up. Dying Light is a fun game, right? I'm just saying that. But if I had to choose, I would choose Dying Light. But I know I'm getting Back for Blood, whatever it's called, because my friends want to play, and I'm like, why don't we just play Left 4 Dead 2? This shit's been out for 10 years. I haven't beaten it yet.
Yeah, I was like, and I love Left 4 Dead, even though I never owned it. Xbox used to always play at my friend's house. I was like, ooh, Back 4 Blood is my chance to actually play. But it's like looking at Dying Light 2, I'm like, I like the survival horror element more than just let's run in through this room, shoot some stuff, and make it to the end. It's like,
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Left 4 Dead's always been arcadey. Very
Right.
arcadey.
So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna just be more towards the Dying Light 2 game, more so than Back 4 Blood.
Jared, you never played Dying Light 1? I
Nope.
assume? Oh, okay. All right. So are you going to get
I
Dying
never-
Light 2?
No, probably not. I mean, like I said, I've never been huge on zombie games. I'm actually surprised that I played Dead Island, and I actually enjoyed that game.
Yeah, no, it was an enjoyable. It was the first of its kind. Didn't age well. Did not
didn't.
age well.
I still love the trailer though. With the
But
dude
zombie
running.
games
trailers
don't
were
really.
great.
Zombie games don't really typically age very well. Outside of Resident Evil, do they really age well? And the reason why I say this is because so many come out so quickly, and people hop to the next one. So
I would play
where
Dead
I
Rising
feel
again.
where I feel like the genre does well, I don't know if each individual game necessarily.
Yeah,
does well.
It depends on the execution.
Yeah.
Execution for zombie games are and how the overall gameplay experience is. Because I was very skeptical with World War Z, and that actually did a really, really good job in terms of like mass zombies just like running at you, and you're sitting here with limited ammo and whatever little trinkets that you've picked up around the map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
World War Z is weird that way. Like, as a spectator, that game looks like complete trash garbage. But playing it, it is fun as hell. Like, I can't stress that enough.
Fun. My question is for Dying Light 2, will they enable crossplay?
That's something I didn't even think about. Yeah.
Didn't Xbox like make a blanket statement like their future is crossplay? Or am I just making that
I'm
shit
not
up?
sure. I'm not sure. But
That would make sense for that to be something for them to say, because console war, they're not going to win. They're just not going to sell enough consoles to win a console war. So honestly, them engaging in a crossplay activity makes more sense because it sells more games. It sells more games.
No, it definitely does, because that was one of the big selling points of Predator Hunting Grounds, the crossplay feature. It didn't matter if you were on PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
So even more so to your point, Ryan, the games that are the hidden gems that people are like, man, the collective community that plays that game is so thin because they're split amongst PC, PlayStation, Xbox. If they had crossplay, then it'd be a much more enjoyable experience for everyone. Like Hood.
Definitely.
Hood is a hidden gem. And the people that I see play it, they love playing that game. But it's not a game that a lot of people know about. But the people who play it love playing it. If they had crossplay,
yeah.
Think about the possibilities.
Oh, yep. I'm reading articles. Dying Light will support crossplay.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
I'm skeptical about PlayStation, and only because
it may not be at launch.
Borderlands. Well, I say that to say this because Borderlands 3 just launched crossplay between all platforms, and they were told
2 years later.
specifically to remove PlayStation from that. Do not add the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 to that.
And we know now why that is, because Sony wants the developers to pay them extra money to get the crossplay because they lose money doing crossplay.
Yes, they do lose money during crossplay, but you also have to look at opening up your network to outside individuals as well.
Yeah,
which is why
security.
Sony doesn't want to do it, because Sony's already had a hack and they don't want to open up their security without the insurance behind it.
And like,
if you're gonna pay me, then I can reinforce my infrastructure. If you're not gonna pay me, then no.
A little bit more technical aspect of it, they don't own the servers. They're renting them.
Right.
Exactly.
So they in turn have to work with whatever vendor that they're renting whatever server space or computing power to accommodate whatever game they're doing, and be like, okay, well, look, they want to do crossplay. What is that going to cost us? So that's the business aspect. How I'm looking at it.
Well, as like, isn't it maybe a year ago they refocused on setting up their infrastructure in the U.S. and the Americas?
I don't think it's finished though.
Yeah, no, they're still
at least
working on it.
a project of that scale.
Yeah, it's huge.
To
It'll take a
accommodate
couple of
how many
years.
people? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I know that they're doing it. So, like, I understand not now, but later maybe they'll be more up to it. They're preparing for something because they just dumped a whole bunch of money into networking companies. Well, not just, maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago.
Also remember, so who was the game company that got crossplay to be pushed? Because before then, companies didn't want to do it. Xbox didn't want to do it when 360 was around. And Sony did, and then they flipped around when the next generation with the PS3 and PS4. Sony didn't want to do it. Xbox did. But who did Sony just invest to as a company that is the crossplay king? Fortnite. Epic. Yeah, they just put a whole bunch of money to become a minority owner into Epic, who owns. Remember, they released the source code to make crossplay work across all platforms.
Right.
So Sony has a hand in that now. So, like you said, with them buying all that networking space, it's probably going to become a major function of.
They plan on using their servers without taking the risk. That's what it is.
PS Now, PS Plus integration tool, and then they probably going to be like, "Yep, crossplay is here. Here you go."
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
And honestly, this should be the way for video games from now on. If it's not solely exclusive, it should be crossplay.
Yeah, you can see it, especially with Xbox dipping their toes in the PC water.
There should be no excuse.
Depending on who's listening to this this portion of the podcast, whether you're a direct fan of Sony, whether you're a direct fan of Xbox, Microsoft, or even Switch at this point, crossplay should be the first thing that you think of for whatever platform that you're on. And that includes PC as well.
Yep.
Yes, there's some differences that, in terms of frame rate, maybe graphical fidelity, the experience of, the immersion that you have. But at first and foremost, to build a legitimate community in terms of having your game out there and in front of as many faces as possible, crossplay should be the first thing that you think of.
Yeah.
And that's not being a fan towards anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. More people.
I mean, I don't think there's a person who would be against crossplay. I mean, everybody has.
No,
there's at least one person.
You would be surprised.
Well, I say that to say everybody has at least one friend who either that one friend doesn't have the same console as everybody else, or vice versa. You're that one friend who doesn't have the same console as your other friends, and that's the only thing keeping you from being able to play with your friends. Y'all both play the same games. Y'all both enjoy them very, very much, but you guys are on different consoles.
Right. Devil's advocate, but also my personal feelings. Something against crossplay? Any PvP game.
This
if
is
you're
very true.
on console versus a PC player, he's going to get the draw on you with his keyboard and mouse. It's going to get draw on you with his higher refresh rates.
Oh,
and
man.
You're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem when hackers have easy access to the PC source code and fucks with your gameplay over on a cross console match.
Happens all the time on Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
You know what? I
You
agree.
don't want to admit it,
then I
but you
don't
gotta
agree.
agree.
No. I agree, but then I don't agree because, again, we play Destiny.
Yeah.
I play with, and when I play, like when I do trials and stuff like that, it's super killers that are on PC. But I have noticed when they tried controller versus mouse and keyboard, they were dead even with high-end PvP players.
Well, that's because
So-
controllers have the what
Aim
you call it built
assist.
in, the aim assist built in
Aim
the keyboard.
assist.
Right. It's not something that you can turn off on the
Yeah.
well, some games
The
you
game
can't
is
turn off.
designed with that advantage and disadvantage built in. If it's not there, yeah, you will get absolutely wrecked.
Here's a little tech tip. If anybody wants you bastards to have aim assist on keyboard and mouse, this is how you do it. You plug in your controller to your PC port, you start the controller up, and you have it do your move controls, and you play with your keyboard and mouse. And it'll activate the aim assist. I think you need to download a third-party program to have both going at the same time, but it'll read your keyboard and mouse as a controller, and it'll give you that aim
That
assist.
there is the issue. I think when you build a game and you're gonna build crossplay, you have to lock the frame rate. You have to lock the graphics capability to make it even across all platforms, and you can't allow third-party support programs on PC. You have to. That's the only way to keep it fair across the board.
Well, but here there's ways to circumvent that because
you can't make somebody who's on PC play with mouse and keyboard. So how do you do
correct.
No, not
Right.
mouse and
All right.
keyboard.
So
I'm saying they can play with a controller, but I'm saying third-party apps, like Snarf just said, to make it like you have to turn off because that's how cheating starts.
So also, one thing.
Go ahead,
One thing.
Go ahead, Snarf.
All right. When you add like all that security stuff, like Battlefield 4 is a prime example. They added all that anti-DRM, anti-cheat and everything. Lobbies were terrible. It made the game too big. It took assets from like your PC while you were running the game that made the game run slow. So it's like it was a compromise. So
trade-off, yeah.
And it pissed off so many people. Like you're never gonna get a happy fan base no matter what you do.
No.
Right.
But there's no. If you can find a happy medium between the two, like we want security, we want to have a fair game, but we don't want it. We don't want to have cumbersome anti-cheat. We don't want to have cumbersome background processes or bad over encumbered server space. So like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You know, the way to solve that, now these studios are going to have to start having a dedicated anti-cheat team on board, ready to react and ban people. And then you could almost say, all right, when you play our game, we collect your IP address. You fuck up, we straight out either ban the IP address or suspend you. So that way, that's the happy medium.
They already do that, but is it worth the money to have a 24-hour team?
Exactly. Do they make enough money to
Call of Duty would tell you they need one.
I'll tell you this much. Just talking with a guy who does he does development based out of like Full Sail. He's in school for it.
Mm-hmm.
Him and a few friends, they play controller and they hated playing against people against mouse and keyboard. They obviously have the faster reaction time because of the input lag is on. It's in favor of mouse and keyboard.
It's not even 1-to-1. It's you moving your arm with the mouse is 1-to-1. So you can move across the screen as soon as you see it. Like
right.
Just the physical mouse and hand.
But in order to give the reaction speed the same, or at least to have it on par with mouse and keyboard, they redid the wireless controller driver that I think it works for Xbox and PS4 controllers. PS5 controllers aren't set as of yet. But what they've been able to do is overclock the controller driver itself to give 1 millisecond response time. versus the standard 5.
Yeah, that's a big
And
difference.
it made all of the difference. So there's ways to circumvent third-party programs if you know what you're doing with the actual driver itself.
Well,
Because once it's set and saved, it's done.
we're gonna have our two biggest test cases. We see Call of Duty is failing with Warzone. They can't keep the cheaters out. It's ruining the game. And our next big test case is gonna be Destiny. Destiny is way more faster at banning people for messing with their game, so it's gonna be very interesting once crossplay starts.
I can show
And
you
they've
some
already got
videos. I can show you some videos where that is absolutely not the fucking case. There's this dude on YouTube. He loves the game. He loves it so much that he is pushing Bungie as far as he can cheat. He's blatantly cheating. He's uploading videos. He's tagging them in Twitter. He's doing everything. Has not been banned for like 2 years.
Yeah. Like he literally, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's literally like said, you know, I can do this with no problem.
Yeah.
And that's
maybe
the
he's doing
problem.
that to help them, and that's probably why they haven't banned him.
No,
he's probably
every time he's a video, dude, Bungie, fucking ban me. What are you doing?
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they can react to, because this is gonna be the next new thing going forward with crossplay. You got to get your cheat system right.
Yeah. But
Definitely.
again, that's resources also.
Or you could take the page out of Call of Duty's book and turn it off when you're playing PvP.
That's what they're doing.
PvE should be strictly crossplay should be allowed for any PvE game. PvP game, if you want to be a masochist, then turn it on and enjoy yourself. But if you're not, like I'm not, I'm going to turn that shit off and I'm just going to play with the people that I play with on my console.
Sure, that is a good choice.
I agree.
To turn it on and off.
1000%.
That's what they're doing. That
1000%.
Destiny confirmed that is what's happening.
Yeah, you have to deliberately join your PC friends to play PC maps.
So
but if they join you, then
no,
no,
it's open up.
I don't. You can't bring over a PC to a console server.
Yeah.
You can only be console joining PC.
I apologize, Dre and Boom, but you're gonna be in PC servers.
Look,
who are you really apologizing to?
I'm just making you better. I'm just making you better.
No, I'm just letting you know. I am a masochist.
I'm letting you know I am not. So I will enjoy your company and PvP.
Drake gonna be Drake coming with us. He's coming with us.
No, I will be on Final Fantasy.
He gonna come with us.
While I'm listening to Boom yelling at
Dre and Griff are coming because they made me play Call of Duty, so they're
How
coming.
did he turn around 360 when I was shooting him in the back?
Yeah,
How did that
now I
happen?
can see it now. As soon as it happens one time, Dre's going, nope. Nope.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is good. This is good. Like I said, it's definitely the way forward for gaming. So it's gonna be a good holiday season. It's shaping up. We're gonna have Destiny crossplay. We have plenty of times to play. Get everybody on with that. Looks like Dying Light 2. Of course, Battlefield's gonna have it whenever that drops. So
And later tonight we get the Horizon Wild Frontier.
It's about an hour or so.
About an hour. All right. Well, we're gonna do another one in an hour. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep. So you hearing back from us then?
All right. Take us away.
All right. See y'all in about an hour.
Deuces.
Later.